Oh, that's two nice shots there, and a good right hand. Good uppercut and a huge left hook. That could be it, and it is.
Greetings, my friends. Our regular segment, which features the best knockouts in the history of world boxing, will once again delight you with another striking selection. In the fight between the legendary Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, which took place on October 30th, 1974, few gave the greatest a chance at success. The young Foreman, who had never tasted defeat, needed only 2 rounds to destroy Joe Frazier and Ken Norton. In the fight with Ali, nearly everyone expected an easy and early victory for the champion. The beginning of the fight was in favor of Big George, who advanced like a bull on a matador, unleashing a barrage of powerful punches on Ali. Known for his phenomenal resilience, the greatest withstood the onslaught, and, in the second half of the fight, taking advantage of his opponent's fatigue, took control. The spectacular finish came in the 8th round when a series of Ali's punches sent the exhausted Foreman into a knockout. Against all odds, Muhammad Ali reclaimed the heavyweight world champion title, once again proving that intelligence in boxing plays a much greater role than brute strength.
Well, a bit arm worry until that right hand is grinding at any time. A minute left in round 6. Ali, a sneaky right hand. Another sneaky right hand. This time he works over the shoulder of Foreman. It's a combination. Foreman gets up to the knee. 8. That's it. The fight is stopped. Muhammad Ali. He's done it. Muhammad Ali is done it.
The bout between former world title contenders Radovoj Kalajic and Sullivan Barrera on March 13th ended just as spectacularly and brutally. The Serbian boxer was confidently winning the fight, and in the 3rd round, he reinforced his advantage by knocking Barrera down. The dramatic conclusion came in the final 10th round, when a fierce series of punches from Kalajic knocked the unconscious Cuban veteran out of the ring.
Right hand again for Guerrero, answered by Kalajic.
That was a nice counter.
Legs don't look good.
Can he get a finish here in round 10?
If Kalajic didn't lose his footing there, he probably could have forced a stoppage.
And that eye looks worse.
It's all over! Kalajic has finished Barrera in the 10th and final.
Because Kalajic just got behind that jab, was his punches together more and more as he got comfortable. His corner called for him to let his hands go, hit him on the gloves, make the openings appear.
On November 1st, 2014, Dominican Javier Fortuna recorded another early victory in his career by defeating Puerto Rican Abner Cotto. In the 2nd round, Fortuna was counted down for an illegitimate knockdown due to punches to the back of the head from the Puerto Rican.
Punch out! Punch out!
And there's a couple shots to the back of the head. That's completely illegal. Neutral corner. Should cost a point. Neutral corner.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That is 100% wrong.
7, 8. Neutral corner.
That was clearly behind the head. These fighters that, picking up his hand punch out like he did in the Belmontes fight.
No knockdown.
Drops for
Neutral corner. Stay there.
Making me dizzy. He's jumping around something. That was another strange round. Cotto goes down. I don't want to accuse him of play acting here, but
Go to the neutral corner.
However, in the 5th segment of the confrontation, Javier brightly ended the fight by knocking Cotto down with a precise left-hand punch.
this time there's no play acting involved.
6, 7,
I'm not sure he's going to make it.
9. That's it.
It's over. Just like that. One punch. We said he had one punch ability. And that was...
The performance of Nicaraguan powerhouse Melvin Lopez on September 24, 2020 was also impressive. Colombian Jason Vargas, not exactly a shining star, likely didn't expect anything from this fight besides his paycheck. But the inhospitable favorite dealt with him quite roughly, brutally knocking him out cold with a powerful left strike in the first round.
El knockout de la noche. El knockout de la noche. Y yo solo espero que Marcos haya hecho una buena foto. El knockout de la noche, campeón.
Estaba hablando, iba a comenzar a hablar de esa mano izquierda de Melvin. Él la tiene en gancho y embolado por arriba. Y si el primer round se la logra meter, porque él siempre le gusta tirar agresivamente.
The fight that took place on November 4th, 2023, ended with a small sensation, as South African Sivanathi Nonchinga defended his IBF championship belt in the lightest weight class. Few believed seriously that the supposedly non-punching Mexican Adrian Curiel could defeat the champion, and even fewer believed he would do it early. In the end, the Mexican challenger embarrassed both. Curiel's heavy right-hand punch spectacularly ended the fight already in the second round.
Front foot, as you can see here, he does get a little greedy with his right hand at times.
Can't do. Very good. No good defense to go with his...
I like this from Curiel, though.
Oh, tremendous right hand from Adrian Curiel. He timed it as Nonchinga was making his way around the ring, and the referee has waved it off long before completing the count. And what a...
On November 26, 2011, the young Deontay Wilder easily added another victory to his record. The American's signature right-hand blow knocked out David Long in the first round.
That's Deontay Wilder. The referee, I like that about American referees, because they generally do a massive count when the guy's on contact. That was a good finish.
It was a great finish. I mean, we take the mickey out of Americans and people having these lovings of Americans, but wouldn't it be great if an American heavyweight come along and did something now?
Well, that guy David Long was on the floor there being...
A fight between young heavyweights with roughly equal chances of success. This is what most experts thought ahead of the October 31st, 1992 fight between Lennox Lewis and Donovan Ruddock. However, the British Lion had his own opinion on the matter, securing one of the easiest and most impressive victories in his illustrious career. Lewis sent the Canadian to the canvas in the first round, and then repeated his success twice in the second. After Ruddock's final fall, resulting from a fierce series of punches from the Briton, the fight was stopped.
Got a right hand to worry about too. Lewis hurting Ruddock with the left hook. Ruddock in serious trouble as Lewis pounds into the canvas. Second knockdown of the fight. Right hand to the body. Ruddock in trouble. Second knockdown of round two. That's all. It's over. We have a great new heavyweight on the boxing scene. Lennox Lewis may turn out to be not...
The fight between undefeated fighters Lucas Bahdi and Ashton Sylve on July 20th ended in an incredibly spectacular manner. The American Sylve was confidently winning almost every episode of the bout until the sixth round, when a combination of 4 punches from the Canadian sent him into a deep knockout.
Good right from Bahdi. Holy smokes, he was losing every of that fight.
Vargas has been praying for this moment, praying for this opportunity.
On February 29, 2008, Robert Guerrero had no problem defending the IBF featherweight title against the claims of Jason Litzau. The champion dominated throughout the fight, and in the 8th round, he effectively ended it by sending Jason to the canvas twice.
Punching range, he's doing it again, only 6. Now Guerrero on the ropes, he doesn't want any part of it. He pushes Litzau off, dials again, off the jab, and now works inside. Nice shot got through from Litzau. Litzau's best chance seemed to be to meet outbox. Trying to come forward a little bit. Oh, left in return, and now he's got it. Left hand counter started it, another left finished it. Hey, a lot of time left, Steve. Ready?
Fourth time, Litzau's been on the floor. He's in trouble, Nick.
And he's not holding on. Here comes Guerrero. Flurry, watch Mendoza.
The second fall resulted from a hard right-hand punch. Seeing the weak attempts of the challenger to stand up, the referee mercifully stopped the fight.
We never see. So the left hand uppercut, the right, and will Litzau beat the count? He can't. Litzau looking to his corner saying, I left nothing in the ring. And Robert Guerrero.
On December 11th, 2021, promising Briton Conor Benn, son of the legendary Nigel Benn, made a serious statement by easily passing the test against former world champion Chris Algieri. Already in the second round, the American found himself on the canvas. And in the fourth, he was brutally knocked out by an excellently executed double punch. A brilliant performance by young Conor.
Just allowing Ben to unload so that maybe he can pick it up later in the contest, and a brilliant leg hook from Conor Ben lands solidly on the chin of Algieri. Algieri feels that he fell over off balance.
It's been a phenomenal rise. Oh, good one, 2 and he's down!
Left-right combination, and it is all over in an instant. He was waiting for the opportunity. He picked his opportunity. The left jab, the right hand over the top. Bob Williams, the referee, counts out the stricken Chris Algieri. He wanted a statement victory. He's got a statement victory. And
the fight that took place on March 9, 2019, between Uzbekistan's Israel Madrimov and Venezuelan puncher Frank Rojas also ended impressively. Madrimov dominated throughout the short bout, which ended already in the second round. In the middle of the round, the Venezuelan experienced a heavy knockdown, and moments later, he was brutally knocked out by a fierce left-hand punch.
Next roundabout. Some of the options open for the different styles for him. Here, it opens up the right hand lead, double left hook for Rojas possibility. Watch the feet. Here, that's giving him the angles to score. And do more. So how do you like that? He switches southpaw and drops Frank Rojas. Drops him badly. Rojas is in some deep water here. Does Madrimov think it's time to gamble? Oh, that's 2 nice shots there and a good right hand. Good uppercut and a huge left hook. That could be it, and it is. Look at what he did in about 20 seconds. He landed a right hand, a left hook, which really was the stopper.
156.
And a double flip. That's a highlight package. On the other side, did Rojas hit his head? That is a concern.
The match between WBC lightweight champion Alexis Arguo and Ganigan turned out to be incredibly fierce and dramatic. The confrontation between the two recognized knockout artists could not be boring. The Hawaiian had a better start, knocking the champion down in the first round. Gathering his strength, the legendary Nicaraguan withstood the onslaught and in the third round paid back the debt, forcing the opponent to endure an unpleasant count from the referee. The climax occurred in the fifth round when Arguo's fierce series put an end to the resistance of the brave contender.
Knocks him back with a jab, and a good solid left jab lands. And another. Arguo almost inexorably taking control as we come into the final seconds of round 5. The champion knocks him down at the bell. You landed a big combination and then I think a big right hand will send him to the canvas.
Yes, before that right hand, and that one was a good one.
Yeah, good solid left hook and a right to the body. Yeah.
Then I tried again because I knew it was hurt. The left.
On January 9th, 1942, the greatest, Joe Louis, had no difficulty defending his heavyweight world title from the claims of the giant Buddy Baer, whom he had already defeated 8 months earlier. But this time, the Brown Bomber didn't allow the challenger to show any of his offensive abilities, finishing the fight in the first round after knocking Baer down 3 times on the canvas. Watching the challenger's attempts to rise after the third knockdown, the referee rightly waved off the fight.
Respect.
The defense of the WBC Super Featherweight title on September 15, 1978 did not pose many problems for Danny Lopez. Argentine Juan Malvarez was knocked out with a brutal 4-punch combination in the second round.
Malvarez, beautifully conditioned, in total command thus far. Sharp with both the right and left, totally unafraid.
Punching power is the last thing to leave a fighter. This was once again confirmed on January 16, 1999, by the iconic heavyweight Mike Tyson. Trailing on points after 4 rounds against South African Francois Botha, Iron Mike waited for his chance, demolishing his opponent with a powerful left hook in the 5th round. Botha managed to get back on his feet with great difficulty, but his unsteady legs carried him to the ropes, prompting the referee to wave off the fight. The defeated boxer remained on the canvas for a while, trying to regain his senses.
Botha dancing around.
Well, Botha's certainly not showing any intimidation. He's not scared of it. First time Bobby let 2 punches go. He can't get off 2 punches. I mean, that is a mark of a shot fighter when you can't get off punches.
Oh, that's beautiful right now. Down goes Botha. That's all it took. 1 shot. He may not get up. Botha stumbling around. 8, 9. Can he make it? It's over. It's over. Mike Tyson has returned.
1 right hand. 1 right hand.
A sure candidate for the honorable title of Knockout of the Year is the fight between promising Cuban Osles Iglesias and the experienced Russian Evgeny Fedenko on June 6th. The brutal and even terrifying conclusion came in the first round after a crushing right-hand punch from the Cuban boxer.
As being much shorter, that's not the, those aren't full 2-punch combination.
Underneath Fedenko's understand timing and distance and
in the first round. An eye-opening performance with a left hand, just like the one that just bounced off the forehead of Evgeny Fedenko.
You hardcore NFL fan nerds were just his traps, and I have not seen...
Theseus finding his rhythm early on, and down goes Fedenko, and oh my goodness. A horrifying reaction. Warning to people. Oh my goodness.
Here meets the jawbone. He's a guy who has not been knocked out. He's a guy who's been in with really good fighters and has gone the distance with all.
The legendary Guillermo Rienda, even at an advanced age by boxing standards, has not lost his impressive punching power. On June 9, 2023, the Cuban easily dismantled the previously undefeated Puerto Rican Charlie Clemente Andino. In the 7th round, a perfect left-hand punch from Rienda put a definitive end to the one-sided fight.
Should be a slam, bam fight.
Yeah, if it heads the way it's going, Boom, it's going to be probably a shutout on this.
Good body shot.
Arguo tries the big left hand. I remember when trainer Gregorio, down goes.
I didn't see it. I looked down.
Down goes Clemente.
What are you into it?
Solar plexus, right in the solar plexus. That's what we've been waiting on.
That's it. San Diego reaches the count at 10. And Guillermo Rienda scores the knockout in the 7th round. All right, let's see that replay.
Former world champion Callum Smith always leaves an impression on the audience. On September 25, 2021, the Dominican Lenin Castillo felt the weight of Smith's fists. The fight ended in the 2nd round, when Smith's powerful right punch sent his opponent to the canvas. Seeing Castillo's legs trembling severely, the referee promptly signaled the end of the fight. On September 26, 2020, young Filip Hrgovic easily overcame, let's say directly, not the most difficult obstacle in the form of Georgian boxer Alexander Corttoia. A powerful right-hand blow from the Croatian sent his opponent into a knockout already in the 2nd round.
Ovo je kraj. Corttoia se od ovoga neće moći oporaviti. Ostao presječen Grk ovdje i osjetio je što znači razorni udarac Filipa Hrgovića. Priči je kraj u Danskoj i Hrgović je završio ovo vrlo brzo. Nadam se da je sve u redu s Corttoiom, da će brzo doći k sebi.
On September 20th, 1966, the great Floyd Patterson returned to the ring after a devastating loss to Muhammad Ali. His opponent was the strong British puncher Henry Cooper, who had impressed against Ali despite an early defeat, managing to send the greatest into a heavy knockdown. Incredibly aggressive Floyd ended the match in the 4th round, knocking Cooper down twice on the canvas. Henry's final fall after a lightning series of blows ended with a left-hand strike, transformed into a knockout. The great George Foreman is rightfully considered one of the hardest punchers in boxing history. On September 10, 1988, a certain Bobby Hitz got to experience the power of the good-natured giant's punch. Throughout the 1st round, the underdog openly avoided confrontation, clearly fearing his legendary opponent. But as Joe Louis once said, you can run, but you can't hide. At the end of the 1st round, Big George seized his moment, sending his opponent to the canvas with a powerful right hook, after which Hitz couldn't get up before the referee's count ended.
He has never taken a lot of heavy punches except for the one that Ali delivered. With reflexes, he has never been a dancer or a mover. He has been a puncher. And he looks very nonchalant. As a matter of fact, this is the way he always begins his fights. Very businesslike, very slow and easy.
Right. He's very slow and he's very ponderous. He doesn't do much in the first round. He's not a first-round fighter. On his comeback, he, slapped, hits his head back.
As to whether that fight was actually going to come off, Norris wanted to fight Foreman. Foreman never went to the ring against Orland Norris.
Oh, the right hand trumpet hits. What a shot. What a right hand. And absolutely
Bobby Hitz is out and he is in.
On May 25th, British fighters Siobhan Clark and Ellis Zorro faced off. The dull confrontation, which had many fans dozing off, was enlivened by an unexpectedly beautiful conclusion. Clark's hard-hitting combination in the 8th round put an end to the fight.
Followed by a left hand from Chef Clark. Eye-catching shots in the closing stage.
Oh, good. Look careful, Zorro. He brings that left hand. It's okay to bring it back low, but he brings it back a little bit too slow. Clark should really slide in with that right hand over the top.
Another clean right hand from Clark. One of the entire contest, and this is a big attack. And down goes Zorro at the end of the count out. And when it came very suddenly and very quickly. But a toe looked to be working his way back, and he looks like a beaten man. The referee continues, but Zorro will not be getting to his feet. And there is the counter.
On October 7th, 2023, promising Cuban Osles Iglesias did not notice any resistance from Germany's Arthur Rice. The one-sided fight ended with a bright combination from the escapee from the Island of Freedom in the 4th round.
Dann den Sprung zu schaffen nach Nordamerika. Aber erst einmal sitzt, gerade, da war wieder mal ein Haken. Das ist ganz schwer zu verteidigen mit der Doppeldeckung. Und sobald die Hand rausrutscht, linke Schlaghand von Osle Iglesias hinweg. Maritim. Hoch beobachtet das. Zwischen der Boxt hat, haben sie ein Haus gekauft auf Kuba. Fühlt sich das Bleiteur. Und er spürt, da ist jetzt was möglich. Jetzt spürt das. Boxer bemerken das. Er will das Ende jetzt, Osle Iglesias Estrada. Jetzt hat er zum ersten Mal das Gefühl, dass was geht. Und jetzt ist der Kampf zu Ende. Er muss zu Ende sein. Es war ein Knockout mit Anlauf. Jörg Hohmann ist sofort da, richtet Arthur Reis auf. Der steht immer noch auf unsicheren Beinen.
Few expected Japanese Kenichi Ogawa to hold the IBF world title in the lightweight division for long. But no one anticipated that he would be so brutally beaten in his first defense. The culprit of the triumph, which took place on June 4th, 2022, turned out to be the unbeaten Briton Joe Cordina, who spectacularly knocked out the champion in the 2nd round with a powerful right strike.
How do you make him know that you can also hurt him? Because you've got to do something for him to...
Brilliant right hand! What a right hand! Kenichi Ogawa is out on the canvas. The most stunning finish before the halfway stage.
Amir Hardcore Mansour rarely left spectators indifferent. On August 27, 2010, the force of the American's punches was fully tested by one Samuel Brown. In the 1st round, Mansour forced his opponent to endure an unpleasant referee count. and after the fight resumed, he brutally knocked out his opponent with a powerful right-hand blow. A cold knockout face down. Not for the faint-hearted. On September 14, 1958, the legendary Ingemar Johansson brutally dealt with the undefeated Eddie Machen. The Swedish boxer calmly ended the fight in the first round, first knocking the opponent down twice in heavy knockdowns, and then sending him into a deep knockout with a furious series of blows. The weight of Ingemar's victory was added by the fact that a few years later, the American went the distance with such a recognized puncher as Sonny Liston.
Åka på en dagsedel, men den andra smällen som jag fick in på honom var ju rätt förödande också. Han är ju rätt borttag, borde, om man ser på det så här, matchen borde blivit bruten även faktiskt efter andra nedslagningen. Nu som ni ser i denna matchen så har vi inte stoppningar i sidorna eller i varje hörna. Och det var väl en följd av att han blev så grundligt utslagen. Han blev sittande på nedersta repet och där kunde jag fortsätta. Och eftersom det var min livschans så...
On August 24th, 1991, the great Larry Holmes easily dealt with the little-known Michael Greer. The 41-year-old Easton assassin dominated the entire bout and, in the fourth round, delivered a sharp right hand that sent his opponent into a heavy knockout.
Anybody, Ernie Shavers twice, Burbick. Number 3, Larry Holmes, the former world heavyweight champion, going to get almost 16 years to the day. Larry Holmes is right. That's round number 2 from Honolulu. That's right. And there it is. Here's the former champ, Michael Greer, did the unthinkable. As we take a look at the replay.
On May 31st, the son of the legendary Julio Cesar Chavez, Omar Chavez, scored a spectacular victory over Michi Munoz. A powerful left-hand punch from Chavez sent his opponent into a deep knockout in the second round.
Manda lo que tiendo quedándose en el centro del cuadrilátero. Omar se ve gigante, Richard.
Sí, se ve pesado, se ve fuerte.
168 libras, Richard.
Michel Muñoz
se despertó y inmediatamente te digo que lo empecé a ver conectando esos buenos golpes sólidos, certeros. Me gustó.
Sí, y otra vez a tratar de mandarle a la derecha. Vio respirando. Knockout efectivo de Omar Chávez. No se le esperaba. Un golpe volado durísimo y simplemente espectacular, Ricardo.
Sí, vaya golpazo. Siguen atendiendo ahí a Michel Muñoz porque empezó a convulsionar. Inmediatamente le deben desamarrar las zapatillas y los guantes.
On April 9th, 2016, Ukrainian Alexander Vozdik made a serious statement by hand right from. On March 18, 2000, the idol of Brazilians, Ocelino Freitas, once again delighted his fans with a bright and unequivocal victory, swiftly ending the defense of his WBO lightweight world title. The sturdy and relentless Mexican Javier Hrgovic found himself on the canvas already in the first round after a fierce series from the champion and struggled to recover for a long time. Freitas' punching reputation was once again confirmed.
Coisinho direto para acabar com a história. Olha, se esquivou do detalhe. O Popó definindo a luta, jogou a direita em direto. Olha esse cruzado de esquerda, aí acabou, né? Parabéns, Popó.
On June 16, 2001, former world champion Henry Akinwande impressively dealt with seasoned journeyman Morris Harris. The fight ended in the first round, after a precise right-hand blow from the Nigerian giant sent Harris to the canvas. The guy tried to get up, but just heavily collapsed face down on the mat.
Good right hand to the body there by Akinwande. Harris backed up. There's a popping right hand. He gets Harris down. What a shot by Akinwande. Set it up, and this is over. Beautiful shot. Harris goes down. Made one move to get up, but then when he did the rollover, it was over. I'm right here, Jimmy.
Felix Trinidad is rightfully considered the pride of Puerto Rico and the idol of millions of fans worldwide. A spectacular fighter in the ring and a cheerful, positive guy outside of it. How can you not love him? On June 19, 1993, the 20-year-old Tito took the first steps towards everlasting glory, taking the IBF title in the welterweight division from American Maurice Blocker. Casually starting the first 3 minutes of the fight, during which the champion was stunned several times by the power of the young Puerto Rican, Felix ended the fight in the second round. Trinidad's crown left hook shook the Yankees to their core, and the subsequent devastating combination put a bold end to the uneven confrontation.
By Blocker, 3 low punches. There's no quitting Blocker, though. He's throwing. He knows he's in trouble. He knows it's almost over, and he is trying. Ripping left, and down goes Blocker. And when they fall face down, they don't get up, Bobby. You don't have to count. You don't have to count. It is all over. Just as Trinidad said, he was going to come out. He was going to knock him out early and not waste time. We got a new rising superstar here in Trinidad. And perhaps a star is born. Felix Trinidad.
On November 18, 1970, the great Joe Frazier defended his undisputed heavyweight world champion title by destroying former light heavyweight world champion Bob Foster. The champion's relentless pressure began to pay off in the second round, when Foster fell for the first time after Joe's signature left hook. After the fight resumed, the same left hook from Frazier put a definitive end to the interesting but brief encounter.
And Foster is hit with a paralyzing left hook. Frazier gets to his feet. Champion Joe Frazier moves in to finish it. Paralyzing punches by champion Joe Frazier. A dynamite left hook, and Bob Foster goes down. It's all over. Joe Frazier wins by a sudden, dramatic knockout in round 2.
A minor sensation occurred on June 5th when Vladimir Hernandez faced Guido Emmanuel Schramm. The dramatic conclusion came in the 6th round when Hernandez floored the favorite with a left-hand punch.
He might fade a little bit late. We could be seeing that.
Schramm's getting a little tired because his hands are down.
And like I said, he's the one initiating the clinches now.
Yeah.
Oh!
Big left hand there. I told you. Oh my God.
This might be over.
He's gonna get up.
He will not. Look at it. Here it is.
Hernandez was landing this left hand all night long, so one right there. And then here comes that big shot. Oh, too tall.
He's shifting all over. Too tall, champ. Good point. He's up high. He's shifting over to his right while throwing that left.
Yeah, that was showing how it was. I was telling how he was getting tired and exiting with his hands down.
Champ, that's a great point.
On December 3rd, 2004, former world champion Gutiérrez Badas Jr. faced off against promising Rocky Juarez. If the Mexican hoped to return to the championship race with this fight, he was met with a cruel disappointment. The young American put a bold end to the match in the second round, knocking out the veteran with a powerful left punch.
Walking, and then a little step back, and a beautiful left hook that as spot as I can get.
The spirited, spectacular fight between recognized brawlers, Artur Szpilka and Mike Mallow, which took place on February 1, 2013, could have been the basis for a Hollywood boxing drama. From the very beginning of the fight, the guys began to find out who had the heavier punches and the stronger head, not bothering themselves with technical finesse. Initially, the American fared better, who, fighting with a terrible cut for most of the match, wiped the ring floor with the favorite in the first and fourth rounds.
Balance. Szpilka doesn't look as tough as he looked when he was in that orange jumpsuit, does he?
So Mallow scores the knock.
Blood sprayed in their face.
But nor do ringside broadcasters.
Oh, he caught him! There it is! Wow!
Just when he needed it badly.
The twist came unexpectedly. In the sixth round, the pole exploded with a combination ending with a powerful left-hand blow, which sent Mallow to the canvas until the end of the referee's count. The spectators went wild with delight.
Jab, and then a left hand right behind it that he never saw. All the heart in the world is not going to stop that.
And yet still determined to...
The great Jack Dempsey rightfully has a reputation as one of the toughest and fiercest fighters in boxing history. And on September 14, 1923, defending his heavyweight world title against the claims of Argentinian Luis Angel Firpo, Jack once again confirmed this. In the first round alone, the ferocious champion sent the South American boxer to the canvas 7 times. It seemed like the fight was practically over. But the resilient Firpo, instead of surrendering as expected, knocked down the formidable opponent himself, literally sending him out of the ring. The champion was stunned, but managed to get back into the fight. The second round of this crazy bout became the last. Dempsey knocked his opponent down twice more. And after the second fall, following a brutal right hook from Jack to the jaw, the challenger couldn't get up before the referee's count ended. On July 10th, in sunny Australia, Liam Wilson and Yusuf Dib fought to determine the stronger. The spectacular bout, which saw both fighters going back and forth, ended in the 8th round when a series of punches from Wilson sent Dib into a heavy knockout.
Bit of blood, that's from Dib and another. Good shots these from Yusuf on the chase now. Yes. Yusuf Dib with big. Look at that there. Tries to counter with that. As soon as Liam Wilson lands something, Dib comes like that. Wilson taking some shots. Oh, there's a good right hand though from Wilson. Wilson boxing not, you know, Dib had a good. Yes. Well, they're both keen to take it out. It's the left hook. He's got it. It's the left hook. And he's got him. Liam Wilson. Dover with the left hook. Hell. Gentlemen, can we please have a round of applause for these two lightweight warriors?
The fight between Ernie Shavers and Roy Williams, dated December 11th, 1976, turned out to be dramatic. Williams looked better throughout the fight, and in the 10th round, his opponent was counted down. Gathering all his willpower after the referee's count, Ernie went on the offensive and brutally battered his opponent against the ropes, prompting the referee to stop the fight. Williams, semi-conscious, collapsed to the canvas immediately after the fight was stopped and took a long time to recover.
Timeout in boxing. It's all out there. A left and a right by Shavers. The crowd loves it. Shavers is now winning the round. Oh, a left and a right by Shavers. And a good left. Ernie Shavers has come back from nowhere. Don't tell me Ernie Shavers doesn't have a heart. Right above us. Tiger Williams is now having a standing 8 count. And Shavers goes to the neutral corner. Okay. What a finish. Back and forth. And Williams is down. Ernie Shavers has won this fight in the 10th and final.
Former world champion Christian Malvarez never relied on punching power, as evidenced by his record, preferring to outplay his opponents in the ring with finesse technique. Colombian journeyman Eddie Julio probably counted on this when he crossed gloves with the Mexican on April 22, 2012. But to Julio's misfortune, this time Malvarez decided not to let the fight go to the scorecards. A brutal series of punches from the former world champion knocked the Colombian out in the 4th round. On March 8th, former two-time world champion Anthony Joshua stepped into a match against former UFC champion Francis Ngannou. Although the fight held little sporting value, it was extremely lucrative financially. Ngannou had shown his prowess in the fall of 2023, when he had a nearly equal bout with Tyson Fury, even knocking him down, but ultimately losing by a split decision. Joshua avoided the mistakes of his compatriot, who had clearly underestimated Ngannou and came fully prepared. The Briton demonstrated the difference between a boxing world champion and a novice, knocking Ngannou down in the 1st round. In the 2nd round, the unpleasant procedure of listening to the referee's count continued for Ngannou. He got back on his feet, but was completely knocked out by a brutal right-hand punch.
Landed with a right hand. That's a lovely shot. Whoa, that's a great shot. Nobody stands up to that.
What we're about to see is the big.
On September 20th, 2014, Mexican Orlando Salido won the WBO interim super featherweight title in a thrilling and intense battle, overcoming Thai Turzak Jandang. In the 1st round, the fighters exchanged knockdowns, and the trend of mutual falls continued. The Mexican was on the canvas in the 2nd and 5th rounds, while his opponent was counted down by the referee in the 4th and 7th rounds.
Muy buenas combinaciones por parte del Siri. Está trabajando al cuerpo, está trabajando. Ahora sí.
Qué batalla, 2 guerreros, el Siri salido a la izquierda. En upper, después la derecha y cuidado. Ahí estaba el ataque del Siri, recibe la...
lograr ese campeonato. Ay, lo lastimaron ahí.
La izquierda del Siri, también ha caído él. Ahí está, se va a caer el tailandés. La derecha impresionante.
In the finale of this fierce fight, which was filled with exchanges of blows, Salido had more energy left. In the 11th round, his ferocious series sent the resilient Thai into a heavy knockout. A beautiful finish to an electrifying fight.
Muchas felicidades para el Siri.
On March 26, 1974, the legendary George Foreman defended the undisputed world heavyweight title in a fight against the formidable Ken Norton, who had a victory over Muhammad Ali to his credit. The power of Big George was too much for the contender. The fight ended in the second round, during which Norton was knocked down 3 times by the champion's devastating blows. Although Ken was in poor condition, the referee did not rush to stop the dangerous beating. Fortunately, the fighter's trainer signaled the fight's end.
Went up against the rope. The referee is giving it the count. Yes, he'll have to take the 8-8, and here we go as Foreman comes banging on in the second round. Norton goes down again. A left hand on the side of the head. Norton goes back. He'll have to take another. He doesn't. His legs are rubbery as a left hand goes to the side of his head. A right uppercut, a left jab, and a vicious left sends Norton crumbling to the canvas for the second time. Norton is in Queersville. He doesn't know where he is. It's up to 5, 6. I don't know if Norton can make it. It might be all over right here. It's up to 9, 10, and are they going to continue it or are they going to stop it? It looks like it may be all over.
On August 24th, 2019, Filipino Jonriel Casimero easily defended his WBO interim world title in the lightest weight class against Mexican challenger Cesar Ramirez. For the first time, the inhospitable attitude of the ring's owner, the Mexican boxer, was truly experienced in the third round when the champion sent him to the canvas. The contender's flights to the canvas continued in the 5th and 7th rounds. And in the 10th round of the confrontation, Casimiro's heavy right hand put a bold end to his first title defense.
Energy for the big punch.
Just
Yeah,
clearly,
the sting is gone.
clearly winded Cesar Ramirez. But he's still letting his hands go. Oh, wobbly legs.
He's ready to go. One shot to the midsection. That's what he's looking for. A shot to the side of the body.
But make no mistake about it. Oh, down, it's down, it's down. And I think it's out. It's over.
That's it.
Oh, what a
we knew it was happening.
beautiful ending to this fight.
We knew it was going to happen. He had very little left.
Oh.
And flat on his back. Unbelievable ending.
What a
Jonriel Casimero.
What a fantastic show there from the fifth.
The attempt by the 7-foot 1-inch giant Julius Long to seek revenge against prospect Hemi Ahio, who defeated him on points in March 2019, ended unsuccessfully. The rematch took place on February 27, 2021. In the 4th round, Long almost avenged himself, sending Ahio to the canvas.
Just getting predictable there. He's starting to walk in and do the same thing. It was more of a push down. It was more of a push down than a shot. But it's a legitimate kick.
However, he failed to finish off his opponent, and soon he regretted the lack of predator instinct. Hemi's powerful left hook in the 7th round almost knocked the spirit out of the giant.
He's holding on, he's wobbled, he's down.
I'll tell you what, if he goes down, I don't think he's going to get up. I think it'll be like George Foreman, just down out of sheer exhaustion.
How has he not gone down?
The ropes are keeping him up. 10 seconds to go in the round. Here he goes, and he's down, and he's down, and he's down. He's chopped at a tree, the towel has come in. Finally, shot after shot after shot, and Julius Long has dropped. On March 7th, the fight between Stephen Butler and Steve Rolls ended in an incredibly spectacular manner. In the first round, Butler unleashed a series of left-hand punches on the veteran, who, after losing consciousness, hung on the ropes. Fortunately, the referee reacted in time.
To make with Butler, Morgan, I think could be summarized that Butler has with explosiveness and athleticism, just like that. Oh my God! Steve Rolls is out. The music is on, and Stephen Butler has closed the show.
Corey, that is not at all the outcome we were expecting. we understood that Stephen Butler still has that punching power. That has never left him. And he's still at 28, explosive and athletic. But Steve Rolls, like his hallmark for the last couple of years, has been able, is his ability to take power.
On January 28, 2017, Mikey Garcia won the championship title in a third weight category, brilliantly knocking out the tough Montenegrin Dejan Zlatikanin, for whom this defeat was the first in his career. The American controlled the fight from the very beginning, and in the third round, he completely knocked out the champion with a powerful right hand.
He's got to find a way to press Mikey. Gets and an uppercut. Oh, it's the teaching is hurt. The right hook puts him down. This one is over. Oh my goodness. We'll see it again. He avoided the left, and the uppercut came boom right there, vicious. Stumbling around was Latijinin. He got his legs under himself for a brief moment, but in that process he remained upright. Mikey saw it and connected with that. Good night, Dejan. Taking a look at another angle. He missed the straight left, and then Mikey saw the opening as he had his head down, connected with the uppercut. Zlatijinin, in a way to try to avoid being knocked to the canvas, was stumbling around, almost used.
Julian Jackson is rightfully considered one of the most formidable punchers in boxing history. And on July 30th, 1989, the Hawk from the Virgin Islands impressively retained the WBA super welterweight title by stopping the dangerous Terry Norris. Losing the first round, the champion crushed Norris with 3 brutal punches in the second round. Incredibly, the clearly stunned challenger managed to get to his feet but was saved by the referee from further dire consequences.
Again, the incredible knockout ratio of Jackson. Whoa! And then right to that, Terry Norris is gone.
He lost his concentration for one critical moment and caught a right hand from the champion.
Terry Norris struggles to get up.
He beat the count, but he said he's all right, but Joe Cortez doesn't believe him.
That's it. Joe Cortez stops the fight. Norris did indeed beat the count. And Julian Jackson, after struggling through the first round.
The ring entrances of former world champion Mark Magsayo rarely leaves fans indifferent. And on December 9th, 2023, the Filipino once again delighted his fans with a bright performance. Mexican tough guy Isaac Avelar, who unfortunately fell victim to the former champion's punch, was switched off by a perfect right-hand punch in the third round.
He's been down this road before. Magsayo just flew in there throwing punches. He's attacking. Canelito needs to move. Not eat punching Magsayo.
Oh! A huge KO! Magsayo has knocked out Canelito on a huge uppercut, immediately called off. Wow!
As you take a look at Avelar on the canvas, he just got cold cocked by.
On June 24, 2011, promising David Rodriguez knocked out Owen Beck, who had turned into a journeyman. A powerful left-hand blow brutally knocked the veteran out in the third round.
The fight between Johnny Fisher and Alan Babbage on July 6 was extremely brief. Right at the start of the first round, the Briton sent Babbage to the canvas with a series of hard punches. The Croatian got up, but his drunken gait gave no chance for the fight to continue. On January 28, 2017, Mikey Garcia won the championship title in a third weight category, brilliantly knocking out the tough Montenegrin Dejan Zlatikanin, for whom this defeat was the first in his career. The American controlled the fight from the very beginning, and in the third round, he completely knocked out the champion with a powerful right hand.
He's got to find a way to press Mikey. Gets and an uppercut. Oh, it's the teaching. It's hurt. The right hook puts him down. This one is over. Oh my goodness. We'll see it again. He avoided the left, and the uppercut came boom right there. Vicious, stumbling around was Latijinin. He got his legs under himself for a brief moment, but in that process, he remained upright. Mikey saw it and connected with that. Good night, Dejan. Taking a look at another angle. He missed the straight left, and then Mikey saw the opening as he had his head down, connected with the uppercut. Zlatijinin, in a way to try to avoid being knocked to the canvas, was stumbling around, almost used.
On September 24, 2022, promising Cuban Osles Iglesias made a strong statement by destroying seasoned Argentine middleweight Ezequiel Osvaldo Maderna. In the first round, after a powerful right hand from the Cuban, Maderna was stretched out on the canvas and could not continue the fight.
Już na rożniku.
Poczuł tego prawego sierpa kontrującego.
Tak na razie lewy prosty.
Don't do it.
Dobry teraz lewy F-tów Maderny. No próbuje w ten sposób dobrać się do swojego rywala, ale odpowiedź brutalna.
I odpowiada seriami. Teraz po tym prawie sierp w okolice ucha, może nawet za ucho.
O, właśnie ciekawa powtórka może być tutaj. Nie będzie dalej kontynuował tego pojedynku. Koniec walki, knockout Osleisa Iglesiasa, ale będziemy czekać na powtórkę. Czy faktycznie ten prawy nie zabłąkał się gdzieś w okolice?
Uderzył w...
The ring entrances of former world champion Mark Magsayo rarely leaves fans indifferent. And on December 9th, 2023, the Filipino once again delighted his fans with a bright performance. Mexican tough guy Isaac Avelar, who unfortunately fell victim to the former champion's punch, was switched off by a perfect right-hand punch in the third round.
He's been down this road before. Magsayo just flew in there throwing punches. He's attacking. Canelito needs a move. Not punching Magsayo. Oh! A huge KO! Magsayo has knocked out Canelito on a huge uppercut, immediately called off. Wow! As you take a look at Avelar on the canvas, he just got cold cocked by.
On June 1st, in Riyadh, two of the most formidable knockout artists in the heavyweight division, Deontay Wilder and Zhang Jilei, faced off to determine the stronger. The dramatic conclusion of the not-so-spectacular bout came in the 5th round, when the Chinese giant floored Wilder with a right hook. The American managed to get back on his feet, but his condition did not convince the referee of the advisability of continuing the fight.
Train it. Oh, there it is. Good try. He's hurt. He's hurt. Yeah. There you go. Good. Now right there, go with the space you got.
On April 17, 2015, Colombian Ismael Barroso did not expend much effort to eliminate American Ira Terry. Barroso's heavy left-hand punch put a bright end to the fight in the 1st round.
Fingers cannot be choosers as he basically gets hit with a couple of left hands and really moving him back. I
was very surprised. He said his strategy hasn't changed at all with the change for going from Lewis to Barroso. But 1 minute to go in round number 1. Big body shot there from Barroso. And an uppercut. Barroso in his last 13. Oh! Right on cue! Down goes Ira Terry. And what a shot by Ismael Barroso.
And he ain't getting up.
10. Wow! Barroso demonstrating the power of his punches, floors Ira Terry, and improves to 18-0-2.
On January 10, 1990, the formidable John Mugabe made quick work of Carlos Antunes. A powerful right hand from the Ugandan boxer ended the one-sided fight in the 1st round.
World Boxing Council light middleweight champion, and facing here, the Brazilian middle and super. He looks like a cagey fighter, Antunes, but how long he'll be allowed to be cagey, I don't know. And he's got him with the left hook. That was a good Mugabe left hook with Antunes trapped on the ropes. And that's a better right, and that might be good night. A left hook, set him up, and then 10 seconds later came that amazingly vicious right hand. And although people are booing, believe me, that was a good punch. Mugabe in the white trunks, that was the finish.
On August 21, 2016, young Errol Spence confidently passed the barrier in the form of the very strong Italian veteran Leonardo Bundu. Despite the valiant resistance of the former European champion, the American confidently controlled the course of the fight, winning round after round. The climax came in the 6th round of the confrontation. Spence knocked down the Italian, and after the fight resumed, he put a bold end not only to the bout, but also to the boxing career of the 41-year-old Leonardo.
The National Golden Gloves back in 2009 of the welterweight division. Midway through, round 6, down goes Bundu. Wow. We took a close look at him and allowed us to continue. Errol Spence has the eye of the tiger right now. It looked like he's going for blood. Very game right now, but he's hurt. Oh, and he goes out. He is out. Wow.
On January 29, 2017, experienced Cameroonian Carlos Takam made a spectacular return to the ring after his defeat to Joseph Parker. The unfortunate victim turned out to be Polish strongman Martin Bakole. Carlos's ferocious combination, ending with a heavy left-hand blow, put an end to the confrontation in the 4th round.
哎呦，这一记后手打结实了，太好了 ！Dock in, dock in, dock in。裁判在喊 doctor 马上上。就是医生赶快进来。What the stretchers? No, don't touch him. The dock. The dock. 不要动他，不要动他，不要动他。这样没问题，这样没问题。But you just take. 助手都不能动，哎，让医生。I want the stretcher. 要担架，要担架。He's okay. 应该没什么事，问题不大，只是瞬间的昏厥。Let the dogs, let the dogs. 这时候先帮他把护士好。Let the dogs, let the dogs do it. Let the dogs do it.
On May 18th, the promising Mark Chamberlain barely noticed the resistance of Joshua Wahab. In the 1st round, Mark floored his opponent with a left-hand punch. And after the fight resumed, he spectacularly knocked him out with a furious series of punches.
It's a good shot there from Chamberlain.
Yeah, look at the balance of Chamberlain. It's so good. He's so well centered. The feet.
You're good, baby.
But he doesn't look at it, does he?
Just like that, the man nicknamed Thunder with a lightning quick shot.
6. Fantastic shot. He's hurt Wahab. He does not know where he is. Stumbling back to the red corner.
Just a straight left hand right down the center.
Performance we've seen from Mark Chamberlain, and that is saying something after what we saw. It's not good. It's over. It's done. Mark Chamberlain rises to the occasion again.
Wow. What a fighter. What a puncher Mark Chamberlain is. Incredible stuff. Wahab doesn't get finished like that.
Can we rewind and forget about the pressure situation? He doesn't fight with no pressure. There's no pressure on this kid. He believes in himself. He knows he has power. He knows he has good vision. He knows he has good timing. And that's all you need.
Stunning victory.
On August 25th, 2007, in a fight between undefeated boxers, Spaniard Kiko Martinez created a minor sensation by destroying local favorite Bernard Dunn in Dublin and taking his European Super Bantamweight title. The fight ended in the 1st round, after the favorite fell to the canvas 3 times. The 3rd fall, with Bernard halfway to losing consciousness, coincided with the referee's signal, who rightfully decided he had seen enough for the day.
He goes, and referee Terry O'Connor is giving him a mandatory 8 count. Looked to be a slip, that.
I think he slipped it.
Well, that's given Martinez real enthusiasm and encouragement. And it's a very fast start by the Spaniard. Well, that's a fine punch this time, and Dunn is down. He's in trouble. Right at the start of the fight, trying to persuade referee O'Connor he's okay.
He caught him there.
Well, I thought the first might have been a slip, but the second certainly wasn't. The clubbing hands of Martinez going for the kill now. Could be a sensational first round stoppage here. Can Dunn survive? Relentless beating he's taking. The fight is all over. It's all over. Kiko Martinez has taken the title. Bernard Dunn has been stopped inside a minute. Well, the whole...
On March 13th, 2024, in a bout between former world title contenders, Serbian Radivoj Kolazic proved stronger than Cuban Sullivan Barrera. The Serbian boxer controlled the fight's course, and in the 3rd round, he solidified his advantage with a knockdown. The Cuban veteran held on bravely, and when it seemed that the winner would be decided by the judges' scorecards, a spectacular finish occurred. In the final 10th round,
Clasic stunned his opponent and then brutally knocked Barrera out of the ring with a series of savage blows. This stunning finish is a strong contender for the best knockout of 2024 title.
Because Kalajdzic just got behind that, just his punches together more and more as he got comfortable. His corner to let his hands go, hit him up.
On July 29, 2000, Daniel Santos vividly demonstrated why he is one of the idols of Puerto Rican fans, beautifully defending his WBO title in the welterweight division against former world champion Giovanni Parisi from sunny Italy. The loud support of the home stands forced the challenger to move forward, but he failed to achieve any significant dividends. Santos confidently controlled the course of the bout, and in the fourth round, there was a spectacular finish. The champion sent Giovanni to the canvas twice, after which he coolly finished him against the ropes. The referee, rushing in, timely caught the Italian falling unconscious to the canvas.
Stavolta non ci sono dubbi. Stavolta non ci sono dubbi. Giovanni Parisi prova a partire da lontano Giovanni Parisi e viene centrato d'incontro dal portoricano, l'arto difficilissimo e il destro del portoricano che poi sospinge il suo avversario e qui Parisi si fa toccare 2 volte consecutive dal sinistro, non è in grado di proseguire l'arbitro e l'arbitro fa bene ad intervenire. Forse con un attimo di ritardo, ma non c'era più niente da fare per Giovanni.
On January 10, 1990, the formidable John Mugabe effortlessly eliminated the obstacle in the form of Brazilian Carlos Antunes. In the first round, a powerful right hook from the Ugandan sent the Brazilian into a heavy knockout.
And he's got him with the left hook. That was a good Mugabe left hook with Antunes trapped on the ropes. And that's a better right, and that might be good night. A left hook, set him up, and then 10 seconds later came that amazingly vicious right hand. And although people are booing, believe me, that was a good punch. Mugabe in the white trunks, that was the finishing poleaxing right hand. A really tremendous punch. And
the fight between Eko Essuman and the undefeated Owen Cooper on July 20th turned out to be incredibly dramatic and spectacular. In the 6th round, Essuman sent his opponent into a knockdown. And in the 9th, he himself was listening to the referee's count after a punch from Cooper. The dramatic finish came shortly before the end of the final 10th round, when a hard-hitting series from Essuman knocked Cooper out.
With the left again from Eko Essuman. We were just singing the Cooper, but look at Essuman really going for it. Throws another right hand from him, Paul. Time. Cooper is in deep trouble. The left did the damage. The sensational salvo. Just point from Eko Essuman. Cooper bounces onto his feet with a... That's what he's looking for going forward. There it is, the hand. All the way back into Birmingham, but he's on his feet. And now Essuman responds, and it's Cooper corner, and Cooper is down, and it is over. Essuman at the start of the 10th round, a salvo with Owen Cooper. It's a great victory for Eko Essuman in the corner where he so very nearly seemed finished himself 90 seconds ago.
Way on technical knockout.
An incredible fight of drama, high skill, and intrigue was presented to the audience on September 13, 2008, by the legendary Juan Manuel Marquez and Joel Casamayor. The tense fight, which proceeded with mixed success, smoothly transitioned into the championship rounds under the control of the Mexican. The climax came in the 11th round, when Dinamita sent the Cuban to the canvas twice. Joel's second fall, after a bright combination from Marquez, prompted the referee to give the natural signal, ending the exciting battle.
With a body shot. Marquez not quite as active as he was in the middle rounds. Big right hand from Marquez. Best single shot. Well, took a good shot right there. A lot of times people see a brawl, they think that's a good fight. And he drops him with a big right hand. Big right hand. His last 20 seconds. Got 20 seconds to go. Marquez will come in for the jump on him. Tries to get him turned. It won't take a lot. Marquez trying to finish the deal here. Remember, Casamayor's never been knocked out. He's down again, and that's it. It's over. Juan Manuel Marquez is the champion. At the knockout. Knocked down. This is the first knockdown. He missed with the left hand. And there's the right hand right on the chin. And
the match between Ecuadorian Carlos Gongora and Kazakh Ali Akhmedov on December 18, 2020 ended brutally. The clash of undefeated boxers proved to be spectacular, with the advantage leaning towards the native of Kazakhstan. However, in the 12th round of the bout, Gongora reminded everyone of the undeniable truth that a knockout artist always has a chance, sending Akhmedov to the canvas. The Kazakh rose to his feet, but was ultimately knocked out cold by a powerful left uppercut, putting a decisive end to the contest.
Keep the jab on him. This is the toughest fight for both of these men. Akhmedov, performance win or lose for Carlos Gongora. All of Ecuador will be celebrating this victory, and he's down for a second time, and he may be out.
4, 5, 6, 7.
It's over! What a win! Carlos Gongora! He was an 8-1 underdog.
On September 18, 2004, Ghanaian Kofi John Tua scored an impressive victory over the usually durable Mexican Marco Antonio Rubio. Right at the start of the first round, the African's powerful left hook vividly dropped his opponent, who couldn't regain his vertical position until the referee's count was over. It took only 33 seconds for the Ghanaian powerhouse to destroy his strong opponent.
Left hook, left hook. Let's see who's going to throw the first right hand.
These are two very big guys for junior middleweights too. They're 6'1" and 5'11". And they
the first big left hand is from Jantua on the chin of Rubio, and Rubio's got a huge challenge trying to get up. Not going to make it.
I was just getting ready to say they both seem to be fighting very similar, and they both are throwing left hooks at the same time. It's going to see who lands the left hook.
June 22, 1937 marked one of the most iconic events in the history of world boxing. On this day, the greatest Joe Louis ascended to the pinnacle of the royal weight category, taking the world champion title from Jim Braddock. The brave Irishman was not going to surrender easily to the formidable favorite, and even knocked Louis down in the first round. The Brown Bomber continued the fight, increasing his dominance round by round. The conclusion came in the 8th minute, when Lewis's powerful right hook brought down the resilient Braddock, who had never been knocked out before, on the spot. The referee could count to 100 if needed.